They've got to be for it. And I've been to talk to them on a more of a local basis, and some are carrying the message for us. The home builders, let's say you're about to retire. You can't. You've got this lot you've had, but you can't afford to build on it because of the higher taxes at full market. The building industry gets all those sales. I mean, they get the cost of materials. You know, they're going to be building. Government gets the sales tax, which is huge. It's such a winner. I got to work on you.
But then we get less taxes to build the roads that all that new growth will need.
No, you get more taxes. Look at all the impact fees in this state now. They're huge. You wouldn't have that if the person that was going to build can't build because of a lack of portability. You automatically get 2 sales. That's why the realtors are very much in favor of this. Once I go to a board of realtors to talk to them, they are gung-ho.
So
That's 2 commissions they didn't have.
So what went wrong in the legislature this year?
My opinion?
Yeah.
I can get away with talking often the way I do because I've been in this so long and I do have some credibility. When issues become popular with the citizens, some, in maybe leadership positions, such as key chairman, see the popularity of it, want their fingerprints on it for political reasons, but are being whispered to. When I do this, means they're being whispered to by the County Commission Association, the League of Cities, trying to water it down. Workshop I went to in the legislature, the lobbyists for the county commission stood up and said, our leadership likes this. Maybe we need to tweak it. How about age 62 or older? That cuts out that newlywed couple 15 years ago that now have 3 kids they can't afford to move because of portability. They need a larger home. Or then they actually said this, let's means test it. Sure, we like portability, but you have to make less than $25,000 a year. They totally destroyed the issue.
Okay.
That's why I'm afraid the citizens, I say afraid because I know what it takes, are going to probably end up having to write this.
We've been talking about Save Our Homes. Our guest is the father of that constitutional amendment. He's the property appraiser in Lee County, Ken Wilkinson. We come back, we'll wrap up portability, we'll move on to these amazing property and taxable values after this. And this week's news quiz, Save Our Homes won Florida voter approval in 1992, 1996, the year 2000. The correct answer is 1992, and it took effect in 1995. And our guest is the father of Save Our Homes. He is the property appraiser, not tax collector or anything like that, county commissioner. He's the property appraiser in Lee County, Ken Wilkinson. Let's wrap up portability.
Sure.
Your idea to make Save Our Homes portable.
That you take a percentage of your savings that you exist under to another property in Florida. Not that you're not going to pay taxes. You'll pay more, but not what you would pay without portability.
So you envision it statewide?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It can be done.
It seems incredible. You were telling me during the break that during the Save Our Homes campaign in 1992, you could actually travel around the state. You said you took your ironing board to set up signs and say, sign the petitions here.
I forget some of the names of the events. I think Boomfest is in Tampa, and then they have this big thing in Palm Beach County. They have all the large counties. And we'd even go to post offices, not just me, volunteers. The voting booths, when you had local elections, we'd be outside of that. And I'd have an ironing board with a sign up here, Save Our Homes. Yeah, it was exciting. It was a lot more work than people can imagine, but it was exciting.
Couldn't do that today.
Well, you could. I'll put it this way. I think Save Our Homes was the last truly citizens initiative. Ever since, it's been special interest money. Buying signatures. We didn't have that kind of money.
The percentage in Lee County alone, the percentage increase of property values, taxable property values protected by Save Our Homes, nearly doubled.
Yes. Went from like
last
$8 billion
year
to over
alone.
$16 billion in 1 year. Morris, there's $16 billion of value that can't be taxed on the backs of the homeowner in Lee County alone.
In Lee County alone.
Statewide, it's over $200 billion.
$200 billion.
Couldn't be prouder. Government still got its money.
Yeah, but you know what? This only protects the rich.
Not true.
I know.
Percentages don't discriminate. The rich pay more because 3% on $300,000 is $180 at 2% effective tax rate, where it's $18 on $30,000. You don't have $30,000 at home, but you know what I'm saying. But so you could reverse the psychology. Oh, they use that. They're still using it.
Okay, I was teeing that up for you.
Oh, Democrats love it. Benefits the rich, right?
Let me ask you a couple other topics. Have you gotten to make your case on portability? Before we move on.
Major case. I don't know what you mean.
Have you gotten to make your case?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
Okay. This is tremendous. I appreciate it so much.
Let me see if I can hit a couple of the topics.
Okay.
Affordable housing. I know that this is in your field, but you bring some depth of expertise and insights on real estate. Okay. Now, whenever you hear them talk about affordable housing,
right,
and you're thinking, can we do it? And if so, how?
Yeah. I've been fortunate to be in on a couple meetings at someone else's request, like the commission is looking at this. I think the concept is called land banking, or that has a lot of merit. Marketplaces over time sometimes will even adjust for this. There was a big concern on the renters, and I agree there's another problem. I'm thinking maybe rent control. Landlords would hate it, but it's worked in other areas. Maybe you've seen all these apartments going into the condo. That's reversing, because the market dictates so much. Now they're going back the other way. I'm seeing a lot of things that were on the boards, on the plans, to go from apartments to condo because the developers. Now they're putting it back into apartments because the market's not treating them right.
Because the market isn't there for the condos. Yeah. Okay. Should we put should we make apartment complexes, rentals, eligible for Save Our Homes?
Haven't gotten my mind around that. I'm always amenable to studying anybody's thought process on these kinds of issues, because this stuff keeps me going.
Well, okay, with the thinking that if a project is truly rental, is truly rental, but
what you would be doing, you'd be limiting the taxes on the landlord, and there's some possibility of that concept, because it gets to a price point where you can't keep raising the rents to pay your taxes. Right. So maybe there's a formula there. I don't know what it is, but I'm always liking to listen to these things.
Would it be best to put it in under Save Our Homes, or create a separate thing?
It would still have to be another constitutional amendment, I believe.
Okay. So
right, because Save Our Homes is in the Constitution. Just like portability, you can't amend Save Our Homes through legislature. You have to go to the ballot.
Okay.
I'm worried what the legislature comes out with, so I'm concerned that the only way we might be able to do it is citizens.
Has this issue ever come up in Lee County, where you might have a long-term rental apartment complex, go condo, and then because of the tradition or the custom at this complex, that homestead exemptions might not be granted by each unit, even though somebody might buy a unit to live there?
Oh, if they have the ownership and they're residing on it, and they declare it as their primary residence, they qualify. Doesn't matter that the next door is a rental.
How do you track that?
It's not easy.
Okay.
But you have large complexes like that. Some of these retirement areas, they buy in at one price. If they have a limited income and stuff like that, they can qualify. There's a lot of different myriads of it. We just have to look at every one.
But how do you track?
Well, we always, like the press does, try to advertise things that benefit people. And we do what we can there.
Okay, but how do you know that I'm telling the truth?
Oh, that's a good one. We don't always, and I will say Save Our Homes has had a downside, in that it has encouraged people to commit perjury in their application. I just hired a New York City cop, had 12 years on the force, moved down here because of family, and I've hired him as an investigator. We put an anonymous tip line out on our website. We had over 200 hits. Most of them aren't valid. You know how you get homestead fraud? Your neighbors will rat you out.
Okay.
They call me.
I understand. But how do your neighbors know that I've applied for a homestead and I don't deserve it?
Well, they can go on the website.
Oh.
Sure, we have it out there. In December, last time I checked, we had 11.5 million hits on my website in 1 month.
You were ahead of the curve.
Thank you.
That stuff.
Yeah, it's important to our office, we think, to keep that information more and more out there so the public can access it and not have to come to us, which slows us down in other work.
So your comfort level is almost where it needs to be, that the abuses in Save Our Homes, there are safeguards.
We're paying more and more attention to it. We're having successes in that the state attorney just prosecuted one, got a guilty verdict on it. When those things are out there, the press helps us advertise or bring attention to the public. We are now getting volunteering people calling. Well, I didn't know I couldn't rent it out.
Yeah.
We caught some on their own websites advertising vacation homes on Fort Myers Beach.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Another thing, abuses, ag exemptions, agriculture exemptions.
Correct.
The rent-a-cow phenomenon.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I still see it in Lee County.
I know.
I saw an example the other day that just, I couldn't wait to tell you about this. I saw cows on a power line out by the airport.
Power easement.
And I'm going to guess that these guys are going to apply for an ag exemption.
Well, they may already have it. There's so many different things you first have to look at. The intent of the original Greenbelt, I totally support. That was to allow legitimate commercial, bona fide, as it's called under the statutes, commercial operation of property for the food and fiber for the country, production of. That's a good thing. It's the abuses. So when you see something out there and you wonder, well, what came first? It could be that's very legitimate because they've been there for 30 years farming or ranching that property. That's legitimate. What happens is when you have developers speculation coming in, buying up property that had never had ag use.
Right.
Has ag zoning, but the whole county had that initially. And put some fences on it, put some scrawny cows on there, come in and ask us, we can't stop them from applying. We deny it. It goes before an attorney who's a special master, and they say, see the cow get the exemption. It's gotten rampant.
We're running out of time.
I
Lee
understand.
County taxable values went up about 40%.
Correct.
Okay. Crystal ball, this time next year we're sitting here talking, the taxable values will go up.
They're not going to go to those limits.
No.
I think they'll still be double digit, and then we'll see
Like
what happens the following year.
10.
Well, I don't like to get into that business yet because we're still working the tax roll based on last year's sales, and that's going to cause a problem for us this year because when the notices go out based on last year's sales, which was the peak,
Right.
the public hears what's going on now.
Yeah, you're
and
always there's always a lag there.
you're behind.
Ken, thanks for your time. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
with us. Thank you.
Appreciate it,
We're
as
right back
always.
to our next guest, our guest next week. Sorry about that. Our guest next week, the Collier County Manager, Jim Mudd, and something tells me we'll be talking a lot about fire district and ambulance service consolidation. And thanks again to our guest this week, Ken Wilkinson, the father of Save Our Homes, the property appraiser in Lee County. I'm Jeff Lytle. Thanks for watching and listening. Next time with Jim Mudd.